today's session, we'll be talking about ownership. Now, when you hear the word ownership, the idea is to own something. Okay, so you might be owning a house, you might be owning a car, you might be owning your clothes, anything, right? So in Rust, this is actually a feature, and what it does is it provides us with memory safety. That means ownership is a unique feature that has deep implications in the Rust language. Now, what we use it is to basically to give the ownership of a particular value to a specific variable or a function block so that it only depends on it. Okay, so once you actually pass on the ownership from one person to the other, the old person is not an owner of the object. Similar to the case with you guys. Okay, if you actually sell something to a different person or another person, then you are now not an owner of the object, right? So that's the idea that we are trying to convey. Now, what is a garbage collector? If you are familiar with Python programming, then you might know that Python uses a garbage collector, which does automatic memory freeing and allocation for us. Okay. Now, it's actually an easy case to do, whereas in C++, you need to do it in manually by using the malloc and calloc function. Those who are actually like programming with C and C++ might have heard these keywords. Okay, so there are different approaches to take programming into consideration, memory management as an all. So we have garbage collectors, we have direct, what do you say, manual memory management. Okay, but then there is something in between, and that is what we have in Rust. It is called as a borrow checker. Okay, yeah. In memory management in C++, we must explicitly allocate and free the memory. We use malloc and calloc functions to allocate a required amount of memory, and then we pass it into the required variable. Okay. Now in Python, we have garbage collector which does this stuff for us. So we are not directly interacting with the memory. Whereas in Rust, it is done via ownership with a set of rules with compiler checks. First question is, out of the following, what kind of memory management is implemented by Rust? The first option is explicit allocation and free. Second one is garbage collector. Third one is ownership and borrow. And the fourth one is none of the above. The second question is state whether true or false. Ownership and borrow methodology is best for memory management on comparison with garbage collector and explicit allocation and free. Okay, guys, you're free to answer the question, and you'll be given around a minute to answer. So I want everyone to try the problems as soon as possible. You can see the answer. The first question, the answer was ownership and borrow. Out of the following, what kind of memory management is implemented by Rust? The second question, state whether true or false ownership and borrow methodology is the best memory management on comparison with garbage collector and explicit. Yeah, that's also true.